Happy New Year. If we've not connected over the weekend, hope you had an amazing finish to 2021 and are now ready to dive into this new year. I am clearly just excited, and I know that it comes from the fact that we can choose for things to be so different each and every day. There's something really special about being able to have a whole new year. So let's go ahead and talk about how will you be different this year. We can easily talk about the things that we'll do differently, what will be different, but how will you be different? I feel like that's really starting to dive into some things, okay? So if you're open to this and if you're willing to consider what can come from this set of questions, I truly believe you'll be able to not just simply be the person who says that you're going to make changes and then 3 months later, nothing's actually changed. You're right back to where you were last year. But you'll be the person who is able to go, I'm making changes now that 3 years from now, I'm reaping the benefits of it in a good way. Okay. So couple of things I'm going to say that'll be really helpful is make sure if you can, and I don't really say this a lot because this is really important today, is to have a pen and paper. So whether you go off and do that after you do this as a replay, again, totally cool. There's something really, really important and significant that happens to your brain when you choose to write down whatever it is that you're going to do. Okay. So how will you be different this year? I'm going to use an example of farming. I talked about that a little bit a couple weeks ago about how it just really struck me that when we look at how farmers will do things in seasons, there isn't this stress of, oh no, I'm not harvesting, but I just planted seed, right? Or, oh goodness, I need to somehow get the ground ready, but it's already in the midst of harvest season. There's seasons and flow to how things move. And so being in a place to recognize that is part of how I am encouraging you, and I know I'm doing this for myself, of how things will be different this year. So instead of just simply throwing out goals and throwing out ideas of, oh yeah, I'm going to do this thing, and you're all hyped up because it's the beginning of the year, we choose to go, you know what? Hype is just that. It's like a crash and burn. It's like eating pixie sticks, right? If you're familiar, if you remember pixie sticks, right? So you get all that energy and then you crash. We're not trying to do that. We're in a place where we're desiring to make change that's going to last. So how you will be different this year. First off, one is you're going to choose to write down what it is that you're going to be doing differently. Okay, so don't need to go overboard and write down 20 different things. Even just focus on three. Okay, what are 3 things that you desire to do different this year? Okay, when you're writing down those 3 things, you're going to then ask yourself this question: what is it about this goal that makes it so significant that I desire to change? What impact will it have? What will it mean in terms of how I see myself or how others see me? What is it that is driving me to put the idea and the effort towards changing that thing? Okay. So that's going to be your first thing, writing it down and then asking that question of why is this so important? Third, this is a part that I really would love for you to just sit with, and it's going to be really key. And it's the fact that when we talk about doing things differently on the outside, it's not just, okay, I'm going to do this different action, I'm going to do this different thing, but it's going, what is it that I need to do internally to make this thing happen? Okay, going back to the farming example, when you're planting or when you're desiring to grow a tree, okay, you need to make sure to look at the soil. Is the soil set up so that it can actually sustain the growth of that plant? Okay. If the soil has not enough nutrients, or the soil is rocky, or if you're in certain parts of the country where it's just basically clay, it's not actually dirt, so you're not going to get the same things to grow the same way, then it's going, I need to be willing to do some digging, and I need to be willing to do some churning to get some things done. I may need to add in some fertilizer. I may need to ship out some of the sand that's going on or the clay that's going on. It's about saying, I need to check the soil. Because if I check the soil, then that means I can ensure that whatever's going to grow is going to actually last. That soil is your heart. That soil is your mind. That soil is how you are viewing things. And so, how you will be different this year, I encourage you, is to think about how you can do the inner work so that no matter what you're planting, no matter what goals you already have in mind what needs to change within yourself in order for you to achieve it. Okay. So, for example, you could say, oh, yeah, I want to lose 30 pounds because it's typically the thing, right? Is people talk about losing weight. Well, why? What is the motivating factor? What makes it so impactful that you're willing to write it down on paper and say, I'm going to do this? Well, I want to lose the 30 pounds so then I can feel comfortable in my skin again. I want to lose the 30 pounds because I want to be able to be more active with my kids. Or I desire to lose the 30 pounds, not because it's for this one-time event, because this is long-term. Okay. We're not thinking about what we're doing for just the next 3 months. We're thinking about 3 years. What kind of impact is this going to make? So then it's going, okay, so let's say I'm doing this so that I can be more active with my kids again. So then that means when I'm thinking about the inner work that needs to be done, that means that I need to be in a place to actually see myself from a place of value, which clearly has started because you're willing to make that kind of a change. But then it's saying, what are other things that are going on within me? What is it that I'm associating and what has held me back from being able to make that shift before that I desire to change now? And so it may be the type of talk that you're giving to yourself when you're choosing to either engage in certain activities or to stay up late or to eat certain things or to engage in whatever it is that's keeping you in that spot. And you're choosing to remove those things that are holding you back. Because when you're removing those things that are holding you back, then that's when you're actually cleaning up the soil. Okay, so that's the reason why I talk about things like changing the way that you think and that you see the day. It's the reason why I talk about the journal so much, of just this is a way for you to be very intentional about how it is that you're thinking and you're perceiving and you're walking through things. Okay. So with the writing it down, with the asking the questions, with the consideration of what needs to happen in terms of inner heart work, what it is that needs to change in the soil, those are going to be 3 pieces that are going to help you with moving forward. Just the fact that you're writing down your goal is super huge. There have been studies that have shown that you have a much more significant likelihood of achieving your goal by writing it down. Then it's creating the steps to actually walk that through. So I'm going to be chatting about that. That's right. It'll be throughout this month in the Facebook group. So if you want to hop in there, you're welcome to do that. It's Frustrated to Free, Women Who Are Ready for More. And it's just going to be helping us to make some massive moves and not to just simply, again, throw out goals. Things are going to change, but to realize that we get to choose how we will be different this year. So let's work on the inner stuff, knowing that all the outer work will happen. Good soil, plant the seed, it will grow good things. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.